Okay, so hello Jairo, how is it going?
Hello, man. I'm fine. We are on tour and I'm very happy. And now we are here tonight at
House of Metal
Sweden.
Festival,
Yes.
Sweden, Umeå,
First
Sweden.
time, my first time in Sweden.
Many of these cities that you are now playing is that you are visiting first time.
Yes, main of them. We start in United Kingdom, I don't know, maybe 20 days ago. Then we went to Germany. I know Germany a lot. I played a lot in Germany. But main of the cities now, I never went before. Belgium, I went to Belgium, but only Antwerpen. Now we're going to play in Denzi, I don't know the place. Serbia, Croatia.
So
Crazy.
pretty nice adventure to go.
Yes.
So today I want to talk a little bit about you and yourself as a guitar player.
Okay.
First thing that what I want to know is that do you remember when you heard like rock or heavier music for the first time in your life?
I heard something close to rock was an album, a vinyl from my mother, from Elvis Presley in 1977, when he died. She was collecting albums at the time, and then I found this one. I don't know why. I was interested in listening to it, and it was rock. But, well, I felt in love for the first time. And then I went to see his movies and everything at the theater. But in 1981, 1982, I saw some magazines from my sisters. I have two sisters older than me. I'm the youngest in the family. Those magazines in Brazil called Pop magazine. And then I saw for the first time that iconic photograph of Kiss in New York City, the black and white photo. And I was like, what the hell is this, man? I don't know what is, but I want to do this.
Okay.
Could be like a Japanese theater or something. I don't know. Then I was reading the interview, and I discovered it was a band, and I was like, I want to be like that. And then after that was like Guedz. It's my band from the heart, and Alice Cooper, and old stuff like that. In 1982 and 3, I listened to the first heavy metal bands in my life. So I first to Judas, and from Judas I went to Black Sabbath, and then I went to Slayer, Metallica, and that's it. And that's how it starts.
So what was in like heavier music that caught your attention and made you fell in love with it? Was it like dangerous, some kind of like rebellious to you?
I think it's a rebellion thing. I don't know, maybe a rebellion feel. It's amazing. I don't know how to answer that question, but because I just felt in love. I don't know what catches me at the time. And nowadays, when I go to sleep and I'm very tired from work and everything, I go to sleep and I put my headphones. I listen to Slayer, for example. I like heavy music, and my wife, she doesn't like heavy music. She doesn't like rock. I mean, it's not her style. So she was a ballet dancer, so she's very classical music and into it. But she always asks me like, how can you relax, listen to this kind of music? I mean, I can listen from the outside, like you are listening something very, very noisy. I don't know why. It comes, right through my brain and heart, and gives me, I feel a very good sensation, feeling. It's like, okay, I'm good. I'm in a safe place here. And, all the noise and guitars and drums. I just love it. I don't know why.
So how did you end up picking a guitar? How did that came into picture? And was like Kiss very important for you?
Kiss.
Like Ace Frehley, rest in peace.
Yes. Ace Frehley was the best and at that time. And then in 1983, Kiss went to Brazil for its first tour in Brazil, Creatures of the Night. And, that was crazy. Absolutely crazy, because we were in the beginning of like 2 years ago. I was listening to Kiss 1 year ago, maybe in 1982. And then I found this guy, Pepeu is his name, his nickname, and he's touring now in England. And we have the same age. I found this guy at the school in my room, my classroom. And he was the son of a very big television director in Brazil from Globo Television. It's one of the biggest in the world. He was a director, a CEO, something like that. They had in the past their own, the biggest record label in Brazil. I mean, for everything, not rock, but everything, not only rock. And then his father asked him, okay, we became closest friends ever, and we still best friends. We call each other brothers. So we grow up together from 12 years old. And his father, he's died 2019. His father asked him, what you want? I will bring from the deposit, from the record label. And what do you want? We have imported albums, everything there. And he was like, okay, me and Jairo, we want all you have from Kiss, all you have from Alice Cooper, all you have from everything from heavy metal, Iron Maiden. And his father just bring us boxes, with the sealed vinyls.
Oh, okay.
Like
cool.
Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill and everything from a lot of countries, not only Brazilian edition. So we had Japanese Hotter Than Hell, we had German Creatures of the Night.
Cool.
Yeah, with the stickers on the cover.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck. And then he gave us all this research for us. So we start listening together and we start playing together, guitar. So I see for the first time a band from Belo Horizonte playing. I don't remember, maybe 82. Everything was, at the same time.
Yeah.
It was very fast, the 80s. It was like everything was, in 1 year you know a lot of stuff without internet. And it was crazy. And we saw this band playing alive, Overdose. They made a split album with Sepultura in the beginning, Bestial Devastation and Overdose in the other side. So we saw their first gig in our school, in the theater of our school. And it was amazing because that day I could see that this is possible. I can do that because those guys, they study here with me.
So if they can do it, you can do it.
I can do it. I cannot do what Kiss are doing now, Judas Priest, but I can do what these guys doing. And then we start to playing together, and then we start to change tapes with friends, and then the guys from Overdose send us some tapes. We send them some tapes. In the same city, we had a bar where everybody was there. And then I met the guys from Sepultura. I met Max and Igor. They had a kind of issue with we call it Playboy, a guy, a rich guy in this place. Was a show from another band, cover songs, a cover band, tribute band for Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. And Max and Igor, they were there in that bar, in that pub. They were in the very beginning of Sepultura. Wagner was the singer, Wagner from Sarcophago. He was the singer, but they didn't play alive or something like that. They made one gig, and they played only Max, Igor, and Wagner because Paulo's father didn't let him go there because the gig was 10 o'clock in the night.
Yeah.
So, no, you cannot go. You have school tomorrow morning, so you don't go.
But they were like
14 years.
Yeah, very young.
So he didn't play in this gig, this first gig. And they played Antichrist in Portuguese because they didn't have it in English yet. They play Antichrist maybe 6 times. Because they didn't have any song.
Okay.
So they play a lot of noises and that's it. And covers. And I met this Igor. They just had a problem with this guy, this rich playboy, a young guy, 15 years old. And they get in a fight or something. And the guy went home to call his brother. his biggest brother. So he was
Okay.
like, I'll call my brother. He's tall and he's older than you, and he will kick your ass out. And then he went home. Nobody knows who the fuck this guy is. But I came in that moment. So when I came, I saw Igor from behind with a vest, Slayer or something. And I was like, hey, Igor was like this. And I was like
taller,
1.92. So I was like, hello, man. And he was, hi. And I was like, you're Igor, right? No, I'm not. I was, yeah, man, and that's your brother, Max, right? No, he isn't. So he thought, and they thought, I was the brother of this playboy.
Yeah, okay.
And I was there to fight with them. So hey, man, what the fuck? We are, I like metal, I like rock, and just want to talk to you. Oh, sorry, I thought it was a guy, and blah, blah, blah. And then we talked that night, and Max told me, okay, we had this project now, we are beginning this project, and I would like very much you to go to the Pretzi room, to the rehearsal, so you can show me what you play. So that time, I know I wasn't a very good guitarist, but in that time, I was better than most of the the boys in that time.
But have you been playing already guitar?
Yes,
a couple of years at that time.
A couple of years I was playing with Pepeo, my brother.
Yes.
And we were playing a lot of, we were listening to bands and playing their songs.
Was it like metal music, or was it like rock music? Or
The name of the band was Mantas. I think we put that name because of Venom. And we start this kind of tribute to Merciful Fate. From the very first album, the EP. And we were like playing, and we found a guy who could sing as King Diamond, but he could sing like that vibe,
type of
that
style.
kind of vocals. And the guy was very good, but he quit. So Max knew that in the past, and Max was like, "Oh, I know you, your name. People, we have friends, we have the same friends. So can you go to my place and show me and my brother Igor what you play and what songs you have?" So it was the first time I went to Max's home. That day we went to the practicing room for Sepultura in Paulo's house. Was always in Paulo's house. They played, and as soon as they finished, was only noise. I mean, was nothing there. I was like, what the fuck I'm doing here? I know how to play Merciful Fate. I know how to play Slayer.
But these guys are only making noise.
No, only noise. And Wagner was only, throwing small fruits, because Paulo has those trees and no windows in the practicing room, so the trees goes inside, and it was a completely like a squat. Wagner was throwing the fruit on the other guys. Igor was playing, and then Igor took his drumsticks and throwing Wagner. I was like, what I'm doing here? And I'm older than the guys. I'm 2 years old. In that time, this difference was a lot.
Yeah.
Not nowadays, but in that time, like 14 and 16 was a huge difference. And I was like, no, man, this band, it's only noise and these jokes and everything. So Max asked me to show something. I showed some riffs of mine, like Necromancer and a small piece of Troops of Doom. I don't remember. We didn't have this complete. Then I show Antichrist that they were playing, but I play in a better way. I like, now it's you can understand what I'm playing. And then Max asked me to join the band. Okay, let's start this band together, and please, let's do it together. You're a nice guy.
But you had already in that time a vision that you want to go a little bit more like thrash death metal way, more than that like Merciful Fate way.
Yes, Merciful Fate and Metallica. I was more into Slayer things.
So you used more of those bands to sort of learn to play, and then when you learned more to play, then you wanted to pursue like more other ways, like more extreme ways.
Yes. I was trying to do that, and I would like to go into the band and to go with them. But when I saw them for the first time playing, I was like, okay, this is not working. But then we went to Max's home, me, Max, and Igor. Paulo stays in his home, and Wagner went home, his home. And then we three went to Max's home, and he was, okay, let's do it, let's try it. And I was like, okay, but I don't want to play with the guy who sings in the band. I don't know him, but I don't like him. It was like that. And then he was, okay, we put this guy out. I talked to him. And they had issues, Max and Wagner. They had in the same time, they had issues about something. Max losing his home and finding in the other guy's home. So they had big issues. And then Max was like, okay, let's do it. I will try to sing and play. And you play guitar, the other guitar, Paulo bass, and Igor drums. Let's try it. Okay, and he was like, okay, do you think we have to it's better for us to change the name for an English name and try something bigger? And I was like, oh man, this name is okay. I think they can speak Sepultura. It's a Portuguese name, but they can speak this. Okay, let's do it. And then we changed the songs, start to write songs in English. Well, we were not experts.
But what kind of like experiences do you have when it comes to the first recordings? What kind of experience it was to like record Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions?
It was terrible for us, terrible, because nobody wanted us in the studio. I mean, the guys from the studio and the guys who played a lot and musicians, professional musicians,
they didn't understand you.
They didn't understand what we were doing. They didn't understand. Nobody understood that in the past. Only we, our friends, the fans, the first fans, and our mothers. I mean, Vania, Max's mothers, Vania Cavalera, Paulo's mother, and my mother. The three mothers was like, you have to do it. Go for it. And if you don't want to study anymore, fuck it.
But were you like still clear that this is something like good that you are doing, even though there were a lot of people who said that don't record this album most likely?
Yes. When we went to the studio for the first time, was the first time Igor saw a drum kit. Like he played a real drum kit, because we didn't have a drum kit.
Okay.
He was playing pieces of everything, but it wasn't a drum kit. He didn't have a snare for rock and metal. It was a snare from Soldiers, that from Marsh. It's completely different. It's like this, and broken cymbals and everything. We didn't have any money, and our instruments were very bad. Brazil was in a military government, was dictatorship, and we couldn't import anything. So we have to do everything on the cover, vinyls and everything. And then we had these instruments and etc. And then when we one guy went to, I don't know, maybe United States, and bring us the heavy metal pedal from Boss, the first one, and then bring two, one from me, one from Max, and then we went to the studio and put this. The guy on the studio, he didn't know that, and was like, okay, what kind of rock you play?
Different kind of rock.
Yes. Well, it's heavy. It's okay, heavy like what? Like
Kiss.
Yeah, like Kiss. No, it's heavier than that. And then when we plug the guitars and start to play, the guys was like, hey, don't do this with my amplifier, please. Don't do this.
Okay.
And I was like, no, but it's the sound. No, it's not. It's something wrong here. There's a lot of noise here. No, this is the kind of sound we want to do. And everybody was like that. Oh, put the kids out of the studio as soon as possible. So we made the Bestial Devastation was in one day. So
are you like
1 day recording?
Are you like surprised that now after so many years there's like millions of people who appreciate what you did then?
I am. I was in maybe 1996 when they were one of the biggest. I was like, man, we never ever think about that. We didn't. It was crazy, and now also when I try to remember the past and everything we passed through. Also, Andreas, after I left the band, Andreas also a lot of bad things, and always trying to prove something to other people. And when I think about that, it's crazy because it's a miracle. It's like this. It's a victory. It's like wow.
But what happened to you when you left the band? Were there like some specific reasons? It didn't go to the direction you wanted, or
yes,
were there like some other things that?
Yes, we were writing a Schizophrenia album. Everything was more, I don't know, a little bit. I was like into study music, study blues, rock, and the history of music and classical guitar, and I was like, okay, I want to do extreme metal, but I need time to understand music and listen to all kinds of music. So I was in a school of acoustic guitar, and me and Pepeo, my brother, and I was like very, how do you say this, a kid who wants to experience everything a lot of time before every kid. So I was, like my time was two years after that. So I want to get married in that time with 16 years old. So I found this girl. She was a dancer in a nightclub, and I was 16. She was like 24, and we get together. Like, okay, let's live together. So, and she already had 2 kids.
Okay.
And I was like 16 years old. And then, so I was drinking too much. I am an alcoholic, but I stopped drinking 6 years ago. And I was already drinking too much. Nobody drinks in the band at that time. Max, Igor, nobody. But I was drinking too much. So that's it. I think I was in that phase where you are becoming an adult and something like that.
So you were going to other directions.
Yes. So I asked the guys to leave the band, and I was like, hey man, I need to leave. And the guys was like, what the fuck, man? We are like 4 years, almost 4 years together. We are 3 years and a half, and it's growing up. It's growing. We can see our fans. It's growing every gig. We opened it for Venom and Exciter in our city, and the people was Sepultura. Everybody was calling us, and you want to leave, and everybody was crying. It was a terrible meeting, and but I was decided to do that, and I knew, and after that, a couple years after that, I was sure that I couldn't be the guy they need to be.
Okay.
They need me to be. So I will be, like we say in Brazil, a small rock in the shoe, like in the shoes of the guys. So you have a path to go. You have this way and this road, and I cannot do this now. So you need a better guitar than me. And we're still friends. I mean, that's the meaning of when I broke up with the band. We're still friends. I want to be your friend. And everybody. Let's call the guy from São Paulo, Andreas. Let's call him. Because Max put in Cogumelo Records in their store, he put a message on the wall like, okay, Sepultura needs another guitar. I went there in the same day, and I ripped it off from the wall, and I put it in the trash. Then I went to Max's house, and I talked to him. Okay, if anyone can be in my place, I stay in the band. But you need a very good guy, a very good guitar with a good heart, a guy you can trust. Not anybody from our city.
Yeah.
So it's not you don't need to make propagandas. I'll help you. We can find a guy. So we remember Andreas from São Paulo. We went there on the Mob Divisions tour, and we saw his band opening for Sepultura. So the other band, Sphinge, I think the name. And he was very good. He was a good heart, and he was a very trustful guy. And then they asked him to replace me. And then I went to Max's house maybe for 2 weeks to show the songs to Andreas and what we were writing at the time. Some riffs from Schizophrenia, all the riffs from Mob Divisions and etc. So that was good.
But guitar never left you?
No, never. I went to another band called The Mist. They already had one album, and then I recorded 3 more albums with them. The Hangman 3, Ashes to Ashes, and Gott verlassen. And then I went to the band broke up, and then I was invited to play with the guys from Overdose. They signed with a New York record label called Futurist in that time. And then they asked me, can you play with us for 1 year? It's a 1-year tour in Europe and Canada and United States, open act for Testament. I was like, wow, that's great, so let's do it. And then I joined the band, and the Mist was over. We started to practicing, and then the tour never came. I don't know why. It was business. I wasn't into the business of the band. I was just a guitar player, and only a guitar player. But was cool. A lot of experience, a lot of gigs in Brazil, and then I went to another band called Eminence, and I was playing bass with them. We came to Europe maybe 3 or 4 times until 2005. 2005 was my, we call it astral inferno, was my hell.
Okay.
Yeah, it was when I went to the bottom with drugs and drinks and everything. So I start to thinking about divorce, and then I broke up with my ex-wife, and then I was completely crazy. So I stopped music. I didn't stop listen music, but I didn't play at the time. From 2005 to 2010.
Okay, 5 years.
I was not playing guitar. I put the guitar under my bed. And then I went to a therapist, and it was very good. I loved that. And was a huge experience. I had a lot of problems with my father at the time. And then we worked on this, and in the end of this process of therapy, my therapist said to me, was a lady with 70 years old, and she was like, okay, I know the answer. You need to play. You have to play. If you don't play, you die. So try to stop everything, stop drinking, stop thinking, stop everything. Take care of your kids. You have 2 boys. Take care of them, and take care of your guitar. You have to be with the guitar in your arms.
So guitar basically saved you?
Yes. And then I came back for the guitar. I talked to my father, and we became best friends. I talked to my boys, my 2 kids. They were like teenagers. And we became friends also, because they didn't have had respect at the time for me. And then everything was arranging, and everything was great. And then I start to play again. In 2018, the band The Mist called me back. Okay, we are doing a tour, and we want you to do it. It's a farewell tour, something like that. Okay, let's do it. So we started a tour in Brazil, and then I found the guys on the road from the Troops of Doom. I found Alex, the singer. He was with another band, and then he opened act for us, for The Mist, in that tour in 2019. So the pandemic came, everything stopped. So I went home. I was living alone, and then I was playing my guitar, and then I called Alex and said to him, man, I was watching the gig from last year. Your vocal it's very good for me. It's what I'm looking for. There's a spice of Max Cavalera in the beginning there. I want that for me. I want to be on the road I had to stop in the past, in 1987. So I want to take the road again. And because I have a lot of ideas, I have riffs from that time, and that's it. And he was like, okay, let's play together. I know a guy who can play guitar with you. And then he introduced me to Marcelo. And then I went to Alexandre, the drummer. We call him Chandrin. I went to Chandrin, okay, you play in a lot of bands. You are a drum teacher and everything, but I need you to join me in a band. It's a good project, and I need to do that. It's old school. And he was like, okay, let's do it. So we start Troops of Doom in March 14th, the beginning of the pandemic times. And we made like 3 albums. When we record the second album, we didn't meet each other. From 2000 to 2002, 2001, the end of 2001 was almost 2 years. And then we record everything from distance. I put my ideas in the computer and sent to Marcelo, and he sent his ideas, and that's it. Marcelo was into this process of working with Slayer for the covers, for the album cover and backdrop, Creator, Machine Head, Soulfly, a lot of bands. He still works with Nuclear Blast for art, cover art. And Marcelo was like, okay, I have this art here for us, and let's record this. So we made an EP, and then we had a lot of ideas. We made a second one, and then we have a lot of ideas, and we made the first full album, Antichrist Reborn. And that's it. We start to playing, and everything was open again. So that's it.
The first album that you put out, for me, it really sounds like old school Sepultura sounds.
Yes, The Rise of Heresy.
And that was like the album that I listened to first, and I was like, fuck, this band is like amazing because it sounds like that. But did you have some kind of like vision or where did you get the spark that you want to get like back to that old school type of like Sepultura era sound with the music?
I was listening to actually, I listened to the same music I was listening in the 80s.
Okay.
I don't listen too much new stuff, really. I have to confess. I don't know if I like it. Sometimes I don't want to listen, but I love the old stuff. I still love the old stuff. It's like, okay, let me see this band, new band. Okay, it's good. Okay, let's put Slayer here. It's like salvation for me.
So it was very natural for you.
Was very natural. And Alex and Marcelo, they told me like, okay, man, you're a guy that wake up in the morning, you pick up your guitar in your bed, you didn't take your breakfast yet, you pick the guitar and you play, and something from the 80s come out. So and from the beginning of 90s, something like thrash, death metal, old school. It's in my blood. It's in my heart. It's what I know to do. I don't know. It's a kind of take again my own feelings from the life from the 80s. It's like I had to stop that path I was doing. I had to. So I didn't want to, but I had to. I know I couldn't be with the guys at the time. So in 2020, I just came out with this idea of doing whatever I was doing in the end of the 80s, and became natural. I have ideas every day, and the guys was like, oh, this is so Sepultura stuff from the beginning, so this and that. So I love that. I don't know why. They spark was really for the Troops of Doom was when I played with Alex in 2019 in this tour, The last tour I made with the Mist, and his band open act for us in Rio de Janeiro, the last show I think. He asked me to play with them in this gig in Rio, and can you play with us one song? And Jairo, and we were friends from the time of Sepultura, from my time, Sepultura, Alex. We are 40 years friends. But he asked me in the gig at the dressing room just before the gig, can you play with us one song from Sepultura, from the old Sepultura, before you get on the stage with the Mist? And I was like, oh man, don't ask me to play Troops of Doom, please. Everybody asked me that. And he was like, okay, do you remember how to play Bestial Devastation? And I was like, yeah, sure. I wrote this one also, so I know how to play. And he was like, okay, we know this song, so we're going to play this. And we played. I played with his band, his older band.
So that was also quite important spark for you to sort of revisit that song.
Visit Bestial Devastation song on the stage for 1,000 kids in Rio de Janeiro, and maybe 500, 600 kids. It was a big show. And I was watching Alex singing and playing bass, and I was like, man, this is good. I mean, for Bestial Devastation, it works. Wow, I think I'm gonna ask this guy to play together, make something, a project or something. That was the very the main spark for me.
And now you already have 3 albums out.
We have 4, but we have 2 full albums, Master the Grotesque and Antichrist Reborn, and 2 EPs. But the EPs, the 2 EPs, we made by ourselves in Brazil and in Latin America. And then in Europe, we started to our record label in Portugal, Alma Mater, from Fernando, the guy from Moonspell, the singer. And Fernando asked us, okay, let's do the both EPs on one album in Europe.
Oh yeah, that's why I remember.
So that's why we have 3 albums here. It occurred the same, I think, in the past when Roadrunner signed with Sepultura. They asked them to put the Bestial Devastation EP on the Mob Division's edition. Yeah, that's the same.
What does the future hold for Troops of Doom? Is the plan to play as many shows as possible, and is there already new music in the works? You seem to be quite creative guy when I've now spoken to you. So
yes, okay. This is a very strange times for me and for the guys also, especially for me because I'm the older one. I'm 57 years old. The other guys are a little bit younger than me, and Chandrin, the drummer, it's like the same age of my first son, Igor. He's 36 years old. And we are always talking about that. In these modern times, music is different. I mean, the market, the business, is completely different. Sometimes I have to listen people tell me like, okay, doesn't matter if you go on the road and play gigs. You have to have followers on your Instagram and that's it.
Yeah, you need to be an influencer and then you need to be many different roles.
That's it. I just cannot accept this. I know maybe it can be truth, but there's no way for me to be in the music business, to play extreme music and not be on the road and playing for people. So for me, it has to work as was in the past, so in old times. And also work on the streaming, on the social media, and that's it. Work together with those both sides. This is the meaning for me, to be in a band and play for people alive, and I have to be on the road. That's no other chance for me. I don't want to be, the biggest band in the world. I don't want nothing. I want to play. And I really want to play. I'm already okay. I mean, I have nothing to complain of my life. I have everything I need, my kids, my home, my wife, and I have everything now. So this for me, it's very important to do this, to show the fans, our music alive and be on the road. So for the Troops of Doom, it works a lot because we are doing 36, 37 shows now on this tour. United Kingdom, Europe, and East Europe, and then Spain, Portugal, and then we go to Dubai. It's a dream for me. I never dreamed in playing Dubai. I was like, what? We can play in Dubai? There's a metal heads there.
Yeah,
wow.
There is nowadays, but not like 5 years ago. There wasn't.
Yeah, it's from 5 years to now. It's a very new thing for me. It's something I didn't understand in the past. And then we're gonna play next year already. We have a lot of gigs in Europe in July and August for the festivals. People are inviting us to do that. So great, let's do it. I think the future for us is this. It's to play a lot until I cannot play anymore, but I'm okay, I'm feeling good. And then play a lot, make our albums, and that's it. I'm not thinking about, getting too big and, I need a big record label. Things will happen in the time they need to happen, and that's it for me. I respect the time of the things, of the process.
Thank you very much for doing this interview with me, and all the best for the future. Anything you want to say to the fans as a close?
Well, we are on the road, so I want to say to people if you like old school music, try to do like the old school guys were doing in that time. Go to the gigs of small bands, your city, friends bands, and the cities around you. And not only AC/DC gigs, okay? Go to the small gigs, to the projects around you, and respect that, and everything will be right.
Yeah, without the underground bands, we wouldn't have those AC/DCs in the future.
For sure.
Thanks a lot for doing this.
Thank you very much.